Welcome back to another episode of the Spark Sessions. And today we're going to be listening to a song called Unleashed. It Was Always There. And I like to think of this song as kind of my signature song. I'm not sure when it was created in terms of chronologically or numerically in terms of all the songs I created, but it was somewhere probably in the first half dozen or 10 songs. And as I was on this creative whirlwind of finding inspiration and creating songs, of course, it occurred to me, well, I need to create a song inspired by my own book, Unleash Your Potential. And as you can see, for the occasion, I've got my my hat and my T-shirt on, and my logo in the background, and my book over this shoulder. And this whole phrase, "Unleash Your Potential," is something that has meant a lot to me over the last 10 years or so, maybe longer, but the last 5 or 6 years in particular, since I left the corporate world and started my own business and became a coach. And I really see myself as being in the unleashing potential business. And in this song, Unleashed, really focuses on that and the story behind it. So without further ado, let's share that, and we'll give it a listen, and we'll, as usual, we'll dive into the lyrics. So this is Unleashed. It Was Always There.
I was searching in the distance, chasing answers in the dark, building walls from old assumptions, trying hard to find a spark. Every step felt like a question, every doubt a heavy chain, but somewhere underneath the noise a quiet truth remained. Not broken, not behind, just a light I couldn't see inside. It was always there, the fire, the strength, the flame, not something built from nothing, not something I had to claim. I see it now, the truth beneath the noise. I am more than the limits, more than the past and the voice. No more waiting, no more fear, nothing missing, nothing unclear. The moment I see our eyes, we're unleashed. It was always there. Questions open, new horizons, old beliefs began to fall. What I thought were locked doors were never walls at all. Every insight, every turning showed me what was always true. Power wasn't something distant, it was quietly shining through. Not becoming, not undone, just remembering who I've always been. Was always there, the fire, the strength, the flame, not something built from nothing, not something I had to claim. I see it now, the truth beneath the noise. I am more than the limits, more than the past and the voice. No more waiting, no more fear, nothing missing, nothing unclear. The moment I see our eyes, we're unleashed. It was always there. Clarity breaks the night apart. Insight wakes the sleeping heart. Let go, step through, begin again. There was never a cage within. No force required, no mask to wear. Just seeing truth already there. And in that moment, something shifts. Potential rises and lifts. It was always there, the fire, the strength, the flame, not something built from nothing, not something I had to claim. Now I move with clarity, insight, from quiet truth to open light. No more limits left to bear. Unleashed, it was
Love that song. I know I say that about every song, but that one really rings particularly true for me. So I thought maybe we'd look at some of these lyrics and uh, and just see what's going on. I mean, the whole song starts off with this whole motif of uh, searching in the distance, chasing answers in the dark, um, building walls from old assumptions, trying hard to find a spark. Um, and I know in the work that I do as a coach, that's kind of the state I find a lot of people in this searching, chasing, caught up in old assumptions and old beliefs, um, and not wanting to be there, wanting to get out, wanting to like there's a longing or a knowing that there's more for them in this life than what they currently have. Um, and then the next part of this verse, every step felt like a question, every doubt a heavy chain, but somewhere underneath the noise, a quiet truth remained. And it's that quiet truth underneath that I think most people have a sense for, even when they're caught up in whatever's going on for them, um, because that is literally always there. Um, and then the pre-chorus is not broken, not behind, just a light I couldn't see inside. I think that's a really important point and something that I point my clients to is they're not broken and they're not behind. They're not damaged goods. There's just something they're not seeing right now about how life really works. Uh, and and once they see it, it, the magic happens. They can't unsee it. And then the chorus kicks in. It was always there. The fire, the strength, the flame, not something built from nothing, not something I had to claim. I see it now, the truth beneath the noise. I am more than the limits, more than the past and the voice. No more waiting, no more fear, nothing missing, nothing unclear. The moment I see, I rise aware, unleashed. It was always there. A few things to point out in that, this uh, idea that it's always there, and it always has been, quite frankly. The fire, the strength, the flame. Um, it's your birthright. It's your innate capacity for insight and realization, for resilience, for creativity, for love and joy and happiness. Those things are already built in. It's just a matter of what's getting in the way, um, is the way I like to think about it. And this part about the truth beneath the noise being more than the limits, more than the past, and the voice. The voice is that inner roommate, that kind of nagging voice in your head that tells you uh, what you can't do, why you can't do it, why you shouldn't do it, um, and it often argues both sides. In the case, the best explanation for that inner voice that I've heard is from Michael Singer in The Untethered Soul. One of the early chapters is called Your Inner Roommate. And if you suffer from that internal voice holding you back, preventing you from doing things, highly recommend you listen to or read The Untethered Soul by Michael A. Singer. Now we'll skip ahead to the bridge, which says, clarity breaks the night apart. Insight wakes the sleeping heart. Let go, step through, begin again. There was never a cage within. No force required, no mask to wear, just seeing truth already there. And in that moment, something shifts, potential rises, and it lifts and lifts. And, keywords here in this part for me is clarity, insight. Um, I was having a conversation with a client last weekend about insight and looking at examples from her life of where insight has come into play in terms of career changes, making moves, relationships, um, all kinds of decision making, all kinds of things that she didn't realize were the result of insight. It made me realize that even though I have an eye for insight, I guess, in myself and other people. Not everyone is really in tune with that or aware of what's going on. And often I find helping people kind of activate their internal radar, their eye for insight. Uh, it really helps. And then, of course, the word potential. I couldn't have a song called Unleashed without potential being in here. And, presupposed in the word potential is it's already there, which is the subtitle of this song. It was always there. Each of us has the potential, and even this logo that I have with the red arrow going from the bottom and up and breaking through the circle, very symbolic of what it is that I try to do with my clients, tapping into and unleashing that potential that was already there. And the very last part, now I move with clarity and sight, from quiet truth to open light, no more limits left to bear, unleashed. It was always there. I just love the idea of people realizing that, becoming unleashed it doesn't have to be as difficult as we think it is. There's somewhere else in this song that references there was never a cage within. And it's kind of like when you have those insights and you realize that thing that we thought was so solid that was holding us back, that was that cage that we swear we could wrap our hands around the bars and shake it and couldn't get through it. All of a sudden it just disappears and dissolves, and you realize it was never even there to begin with. And you can do whatever it is that you want to do. Anyway, I hope you like this song. I know my explanation is maybe a little more mellow than the song itself, so I encourage you to go back and listen to it. The other thing I wanted to mention, which I don't think I've shared in any of these other Unleashed or Spark Sessions episodes, is the entire album's available on an app that I made as a one playlist for the whole album, 25 tracks. Or there's 6 separate playlists where the tracks have been grouped for different moods. Deep stillness, reset, movement, ignition, and so on. Anyway, I'll put the link in the description, and I'd love you to check it out.
Music rising like a silver moon.
Thanks for listening. Now go on.
Not by force, not by fight, just a spark